Some claim this man has the power to heal, to stop the deadliest of cancers.
I feel warm, like the chi is moving through my body. I can feel it through my muscles.
He's a grandmaster of an ancient Chinese healing art called qigong.
I live with a lot of pain, and right now the pain is really gone.
These women believe in his abilities, but today science will put his powers to the test.
There are definitely many questions. What if it works? What could be the possible mechanism? How do I know it works? What are the evidence, that it's working, it's helping people? And to me, it's a fascinating phenomenon that's worth studying.
Can he cure people, or is healing all in these patients' minds? Today, psychiatrist Yifeng Qian and neuroscientist Garrett Yount hope to find out. They've asked Grandmaster Fu to the lab to perform a healing treatment on this. It's not a whole person, but a little piece of one, brain cells.
Well, we have both normal cells and tumor cells in the Petri dish. So this lets us ask the question of whether a healing treatment might stop the tumor cells from growing and help the healthy cells grow.
3 wells contain normal cells, 3 tumor cells. They're placed in this incubator to keep them at body temperature. Grandmaster Fu is brought in to perform a qigong healing.
Well, I always escort the healers during the experiments just to make sure that we know what they're doing. They can't fiddle with the cells in any way, and they're doing their healing the way that we're expecting them to do.
He's been practicing qigong for 30 years, but the art started in China 5,000 years ago. Qigong is all about energy, or qi. Practitioners believe they can gather energy in their bodies and transmit it to patients. Today, Grandmaster Fu is trying to channel energy to these cells to stimulate growth in the healthy ones and death in the cancer cells.
So there have been reports out of China that cell cultures can be responsive to qigong healing. Some of the interesting pilot results we've seen are cancer cells being inhibited in their growth. But what we're trying to set up here is the first time that it's a very well-controlled experiment where we have everything blinded, everything randomized, and the ability to look at cell growth and cell death, and also comparing normal cells versus tumor cells is a first.
A time-lapse microscope will be his judge. It takes pictures of these cells every 5 minutes. After 20 minutes, time's up. Fu's treatment is over, but these cells will continue to be photographed for 24 hours. The scientists are just beginning a very long analysis. Here's how they do it.
We're essentially counting the number of cell divisions and the number of cell deaths over the course of the time lapse. This is one of the tumor cells. So here we're watching the cell round and then bleb and then die.
They measure cell growth and death before and after each qigong treatment.
The questions we're asking are pretty radical. So if we do show positive results, people and myself included are going to really want to question, is this really due to your experimental treatment or not? Positive result might be due just to the fact that there's a human body right up next to the cells. So body heat might be influencing the cells. We're also asking the healer to both do experiments where they're trying to emit healing energy, and also when they're just sitting there doing nothing.
A second test is run to see if Grandmaster Fu's mere presence makes a difference. A person with no healing powers is also tested. She's asked to try to heal the cells, and then just to be there. These control experiments will be compared to the real qigong treatment, but we'll have to wait for the final verdict.
Does energy medicine work? I don't know. I hope that this research can bring us one step closer to figuring that out. It has tremendous implications for how we think about our bodies, our health, how separate we are from each other, and how we might influence each other.
It's a bit of a waiting game, about a year, and patients aren't the only ones that could benefit from its results.
Qigong is an ancient practice and is also empirical. It's important to integrate it with modern science. Research can provide objective evidence for people. It can also help modern science to return more to nature.
Until the answers are in, Grandmaster Fu will continue to practice, patients will continue to believe in him, and these scientists will continue to try to bring science to an age-old practice.
But qigong isn't the only practice being looked at in this study. They're also looking at jo-rei. Now that's an ancient Japanese method of healing where they sort of channel energy through their hands.